Welcome to Full Court Fits, the show that takes you around the world of NBA fashion while also bringing you the latest, greatest, biggest news in sneaker culture today. I'm Big Waz, and I'm joined by an extremely special guest. We got a big dog in the house. Timothy Goodman. What's going on, big dog?
What's up? It's good to be here, man. Thanks for having me.
I'm excited, man, and people are going to say, well, what the hell is a world-renowned artist, author, activist? What the hell is he doing on Waz's rinky-dink sneaker show? But, man, our worlds are actually colliding in a really, really dope-ass way. You designed a pair of KD's signature line, the 15s, a pair of sneakers in a different colorway that I actually own. Oh, boom! There it is. The KD15. Please tell us how you got hooked up with KD and Nike. How did this come together?
Yeah, man, it's been like a 3-year journey. I did a permanent mural installation in Bleacher Report's New York City offices. I came to them with this idea. I want to do my 25 greatest NBA teams of all time. I'm a huge NBA fan.
Wow.
I don't even mess with any other sport.
This guy thinks he's Bill Simmons. What the hell?
So I was like, I want to do this mural across this way. So they were like, word, let's do it. So we did it like freestyle hip hop, like the way KD plays basketball is the way I draw, you know, I did this whole wall, 25 greatest teams of all time, got KD on there, Golden State team, all that. That led to the Kevin Durant Charity Foundation. We started conversations in 2020 around lockdown, or maybe right before lockdown, about because they were refurbishing basketball courts all over the country. And so they had this court in Brooklyn for the students at PS 315. Eventually, I ended up drawing all over this basketball court for the kids in the community there in affiliation with the Kevin Durant Charity Foundation, 35 Ventures. That was a smash. It was crazy. You know, so much of the art I do is so much, you know, for the people of New York, for the people of Brooklyn, for communities, you know, because those kids that play on that basketball court, that's not my art anymore. That's their court. You know, there's an ownership, there's an authorship and ownership for the people in the community they go, I got the dopest basketball court you've ever seen. Come to, you know what I mean? So that's why it's important. Public art can really be a real a sense of pride for people.
Was it you telling KD you want to do a shoe? Did KD say I want a special shoe? How did this happen?
As far as I know it, when they were in talks a couple years ago about the new KD15s, he said, yo, we need to get the artist who did the court. I got so much love for him for that. And the Nike team, because if you know anything about my industry, we have a battle with a lot of conglomerates and brands, because what happens is independent artists such as myself, especially ones who are Black, brown, queer, they create so much of the art that goes in the zeitgeist. Multi-billion-dollar conglomerates, they see that art and they co-opt it. Yeah, they co-opt it for their visual identity and languages, without just hiring the people directly to collaborate with them. Props to KD, props to the Nike team, because they could have easily been like, yo, we love that basketball, let's just create something like that internally. You know what I mean? And they didn't do that.
You're a Cleveland native. You're a New York City resident now.
18 years here.
Oh, wow, that's incredible. How did you draw on New York for the design of this shoe?
So much of everything I do is rooted in New York. I am like a walking billboard for New York in a lot of ways. I got so much love for my community here. I don't think I'll ever leave. My career wouldn't exist without New York. So everything I do in some way is a homage to New York. And my style, you know, so much of this kind of like freestyle drawing, or what you see behind you, some of this artwork, I'm like a descendant of incredible artist Keith Haring in the 1980s. Which was, you know, he was a New York City artist, and the whole language of the 80s in that sense, which is why I chose these colors, because it's that kind of
pastels. I get it. Yeah,
exactly.
I'm feeling it.
Spike Lee, Nike 80s, you know, all of that. No matter where you are, if you're wearing these, you have a sense of Brooklyn with you. You know what I mean? And so that's kind of what I wanted to do. And so I want to create something that would look fire on the court and stand out, but also you can wear this as a piece of art on your feet when you're walking around. Because I've been wearing them this week. People stop me well, where
I
are these
love
from?
that.
Blah, blah, blah.
I love
And
that.
if you convert the purple, if you put black laces in just to tone it down a little bit for a fire outfit, you know, you got options, you know.
A lot of your stuff is very socially conscious. I just want you to tell people why you think it's an imperative that all of your work includes this sort of socially conscious messaging.
If I do a wall mural and I write something big, even if I'm doing something about mental health or whatever, and I think I have the right intention, but if I'm doing something that potentially offends someone or offends someone from a marginalized community, I have a responsibility to listen and to learn and to unlearn and talk about that kind of stuff. The way I think about it is everything is based in the community. And that's just always stay with me, you know? As an artist, you have to contribute to the culture. And if you're not thinking about the structures and power around all that, then I think you're doing a disservice. It's always been important for me to kind of like get the things out hard inside out and to connect to people, you know, because that's what I'm in for. I want to connect to human beings, you know? I want to talk to people.
That is so beautifully said. The sneaker is coming out today. This episode drops on Friday, December 9th. Shouts to you. Tell the people where they can find you, your work, all of that good stuff.
Yeah, I mean, you can find me on Instagram at Timothy Goodman. You can find me on Twitter, although I don't use Twitter as much. I'm more of an Instagram person, but Twitter at Timothy O. Goodman. My website's tgoodman.com. Or you can find me in the streets of New York, probably doing a mural somewhere. So
I love it, man. Thank you for coming on today, man. We will talk to you again soon. Be good.
Definitely. You too. Thank you.
Nike has officially cut ties with Kyrie Irving. It's done. He's dropped. They're finished. It was not a suspension. It's not, oh, we're going to revisit it. It's done. They've wiped their hands with him because of the myriad of controversies surrounding him, not just this year, last year, all of that. And so much so that Kyrie wore his signature shoes, but he had tape over him and he wrote over it, "I am free," which, if you know anything about Kyrie, is directly related to his branding. He also put out a message on Twitter to his fans saying, quote, "Anyone who has ever spent their hard-earned money on anything I have ever released, I consider you family and we are forever connected. It's time to show how powerful we are as a community," and quote, man, this guy is so radioactive right now. I don't know if he could even do one of the like Anta or one of those Chinese brands or some off-brand type of stuff. I don't know what he's gonna do these days, but yeah, it's official. Kyrie is cooked. He's done. His Nike stuff is no more. Next up, some pretty big news out of Adidas. Back in 2020, news came out that Jerry Lorenzo, you know, he was part of the team that developed the Yeezys with Kanye and Adidas. His Fear of God Nikes are just a straight up legendary sneaker. He would be heading up Adidas's entire basketball division, which Adidas basketball had been kind of lackluster at the time. Their offerings, I don't know, they weren't getting anybody excited. Recently, Adidas had their earnings call where they talked about what was going on with Yeezy and Kanye and, you know, all of that. But they also mentioned like, no, we still got our Jerry Lorenzo stuff and we're still excited about that. But people were wondering like, when is this Adidas basketball stuff going to come out? And then it gets leaked that like, Jerry's no longer gonna be a part of the basketball vertical with Adidas. Not that Fear of God is not gonna still collaborate with Adidas. They're still focused on putting out stuff under that. However, Jerry's not gonna be doing the basketball stuff. And I wanna give a quick shout out to my guy, the Armenian King, Matt Welty over at Complex, for pointing something very, very astute out. He talked about the fact that with Fear of God and Essentials, Jerry Lorenzo doesn't operate in some, you know, seasonal sort of way of putting his clothes and apparel out. He puts them out when he feels like it's good and ready, and it just comes out, it just drops. With a huge conglomerate like Adidas and something like Adidas basketball, they have to deliver stuff to retail at a certain point. They have to get their manufacturers ready for this amount of stuff. So it makes sense that the way Jerry creates doesn't really align with the missions of a corporation and a vertical that's as integral to their operation as basketball, right? And then of course, finally, Jerry and Fear of God put out a statement which read, quote, Jerry Lorenzo and Fear of God are not involved or connected to Adidas basketball Remember Why campaign and collection launching this holiday season. The partnership between Adidas and Jerry Lorenzo has evolved over the past 2 years to a concentrated focus on the creation and development of Fear of God athletics. You know, I think it was really ambitious to try to get Jerry Lorenzo to revive Adidas basketball, but it's obvious like he's still running his own brands and various other endeavors. Like he couldn't commit to that, which is fine. I think people should still be extremely excited about whatever this guy is cooking up with Adidas right now, particularly because the Kanye thing is completely over and Jerry himself is a Titan. This news warmed my heart because like an idiot, I missed out on them in 2020, but it's news is leaked that next year, at some point in 2023, Nike Varsity Purple Air Max 2 CB94 will be coming out again. Listen, y'all know me, I'm washed. So for people of my age and demographics, this is one of the greatest sneakers of all time. I don't care what anybody says. These sneakers are legendary. And the fact that Nike is like, no, we're gonna drop them again, only after 2.5 years since we last dropped them, shows you that they understand the demand and the reverence for this shoe. So I'm really happy about this. Can't wait for these to drop. I'm going to make sure this time I don't squander my opportunity to get my hands on them. The CB94's Varsity Purple coming back in 2023, something to be really excited and happy about. All right, that was our show for today. Make sure you subscribe to The Ringer's YouTube page. Make sure you hit that notification bell so that you get notified every time this comes out every single Friday. And of course, shouts to our producers, man. Rich Boy, C Money. We getting to it out here. We'll see you guys next week. Peace.